What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another juicy content. The game developers are going to be buffing some heroes in Call of Dragons. These heroes include Goresh, Mr. Forondil, we have Thundelyn, we have Tohar, and we have THEODORE. I'm going to be showing you what buffs they're going to be bringing. We're going to dissect it and see how these new buffs are going to change the meta in the open field. If you're new here, subscribe for more content, like the video, share it with your friends, drop some comments down below. Let's get right into it. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, we just entered the brand new season and something weird is kind of going on. The game developers did not bring the brand new infantry that we have been waiting for. The good news is that they have shown a teaser image for the two brand new infantry. So I'm going to be putting them here when I take the screenshot. For today, we're going to have a look at the new buffs that are coming to Call of Dragons. If you go to your system mail, you should be able to see these new buffs that are coming to the game. And here it is, guys. We're going to be going over these buffs and I'm going to try to explain them as much as I can. Again, take some of the stuff with a grain of salt because my explanation could be incorrect. But we're going to try and make everything simple for all of you. Let's dive in. Okay, warriors, the dev said, my lord, with all this information, I don't need to read this. This is too much. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to be bringing brand new update. Okay. New heroes are going to be buffed. Okay, let's go. First one is going to be Forondil's skill, aka Shattering Screech. This is the rage skill of Forondil. Forondil rage skill only does 1200 damage. So when we go back to the game, we find Forondil. Here he is. Only 1200 damage factor. It is nothing compared to the other cavalry heroes in the game. People have been complaining for a while. So the devs have listened. Now they are going to be buffing this guy. Previously 1200 damage. Let's see what it's going to do after the update. Deals physical damage to the target legion. Damage factor up to 1200. And then deals extra physical damage for each enemy near the target legion. This is juicy, guys. The funny thing is they didn't say how many enemies are going to be hit. And then it goes on to say the damage factor goes from 50 to 100. So we got 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 up to 250, 300, 350, 400, 500. Also inflicts cowardice. All normal attacks miss for up to 3 seconds. OMG. This is nuts. I hope this cowardice is AoE as well. It's gonna be epic. Forondil will be the most broken curve hero in the game. Fingers crossed the cowardice is AoE. It's gonna be exciting. So let's go back over here where it says deals extra physical damage for each enemy legion. How many enemies is this thing gonna hit? Is it gonna hit up to 5 enemies? So it looks like at level 1, it could do between 50 and 250 damage to all the nearby legions, unless I am not reading this correct. And then when you max out the skill, it's gonna do between 100 and 500 damage to enemies nearby. Could it be 5 enemies? Could it be 3 enemies? I don't know. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. We just have to wait for the update to see how this thing is going to work. I'm so excited. Let's move on to the next one. Second hero to be buffed is going to be THEODORE. We have already seen the skill of THEODORE from the previous mail notice, but I think they have made some changes as well. They have added something that we might have missed in the previous game notice. So let's see. So this is the previous one, the previous hero skill improvement. Is it going to be this one? Let's see. I want to see if something changed for THEODORE. Okay, I think this is just a lot. Let's just go with what we have here. So THEODORE, back to THEODORE. This is the rate scale that we have in the game. So what is going to be different when this update comes out? It is right here at the bottom. When the Legion launches an Unyielding Rush or Wild Barrage, it gains 3 stacks of Consul's Mark. Guys, this is a game changer. Thing is, when you use Theodore in the open field, the first time he cast his rage skill, he doesn't usually have all 3 stacks for the console mark, which is another reason why Theodore doesn't do a lot of damage. But as of right now, things are going to be different. Every time you charge at that enemy, you're gonna get 3 stacks right away. And your Theodore is going to do 60% additional hero skill damage, which is massive. Now, this is going to allow Theodore to be paired up with almost any cavalry in the game and still get all the 3 stacks. Remember, Unyielding Rush is always going to charge after every 10 seconds. So when you hit one enemy, 10 seconds later, you target another one, you retrigger the 3 stacks of console mark, and your Theodore gets 60% additional hero skill damage. I personally think Forondil and Theodore is about to outshine Emrys and Bakshi. Fingers crossed. Let's wait and see how that plays out in the PvP. This is gonna be exciting. Moving on to the third hero on our roster, we have Goresh. Goresh's skill, Ravaging Army. Previously, when besieging cities or strongholds, the Legion gains up to 20% attack. What does it say after the buff? When besieging cities or strongholds, the Legion gains 20% attack. And then they added some cool stuff. If the target garrison is an infantry hero, for every other attacking Legion in the siege, this hero's Legion gains 20% chance, up to 60% chance to inflict cower, which is counter attack damage minus 40% for 3 seconds when it launches a normal attack. So this is a crazy skill for Goresh. If you want to maximize this skill, you send Goresh to attack any garrison that has an infantry, and then you launch 2 other rallies, because for every rally that you send, you're gonna get 20%. So if you send Goresh and then you send 2 other rallies or 3 other rallies, each one is gonna give you 20% to help Goresh trigger a 40% less counterattack damage taken. So I think if you do a quadruple rally, you should get up to 60%. Unless I am not interpreting this thing properly, let me know down below in the comment section. So I think when you rally someone and then you send another rally, you're gonna get a chance to get up to 40% less counterattack. If you send 3 rallies with Goresh, I think you're gonna get 60% chance to inflict cower and reduce counterattack by 40%. This is gonna make the Goresh garrison not usable. Like, people like to use Goresh in the garrison, that way they can do damage to multiple people. But if you launch multiple rallies, it's gonna make Goresh garrison a little bit fishy. So let's wait and see how that's gonna play out. Number 4, we have Tohar. Your boy Tohar is gonna get a buff as well. Tohar's skills, defensive fortification, previously increases garrisoned army attack by 20% while they are garrisoned in a city or stronghold and have over 50% units remaining. And now, when garrisoning cities or strongholds, the garrisoned army gains 20% attack. Each time Earth Conduit is cast, it hits an extra 3 enemy legions with a damage factor of up to 350 if you take the skill to level 5. Guys, this skill looks interesting. So as you guys see here, this skill is for garrison, but the devs have worded it a little bit different. I hope it works the way I am thinking. With all the garrison skills, if they are combining, if they're putting 2 skills together, they're going to use the word "and" here. But as you can see here, they put a dot, which means the second part is not related to the garrison. This skill will probably work in PvP, in open field, against many enemies. Tohar is gonna be crazy on the field. I hope it works that way. So let's go back to the game and I'll show you guys what I mean. So we're gonna check out a few heroes here. Let us begin with Danfel. Danfell, where you at? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so here is Danfell. If you look at the second skill, it says while in the field. So the whole of this skill is only going to work in the field, not in garrison. Let's go to the third skill. Infantry units gain 10% defense and 20% HP. They put a dot here and then they went on to say, in the field, Danfell deals 20% more hero skill damage. So this second part is not going to work in the garrison because they have classified it as in the field. If they wanted it to work in garrison, they would remove in the field. So here is another way to see how the Tohar skill is going to work. And the best compelling argument is going to be Mr. Garwood. Okay, this is going to let you guys know what's up. So Garwood is a garrison hero. Excels at leading garrison armies to defend strongholds and cities. If you look at Garwood's second skill, which is the garrison skill, known as the Tempered Bark, it says the Legion gains 10% HP. This 10% HP works in both garrison and the open field PvP. You guys see this? So I am excited about this brand new Tohar skill because something awesome is coming to the game. When we look at it again, it says when garrisoning cities or strongholds, the garrison army gains 20% attack. And then they put a dot. If they wanted to lock this skill to garrison, they would have gone when garrisoning cities or stronghold, the garrison army gains 20% attack and each time Earth Conduit is cast. If they had used and, this would have been specific to garrison only, but they put a dot to separate it, so let's wait and see. I am so excited for Tohar. He is gonna be insane in PvP. Before we move on to the next hero, I'm gonna add a little something here. I think the devs should use this as a way to design heroes in the future. Like a lot of people don't usually invest in garrison skills because they only work in garrison. I think the devs need to make sure some parts of the garrison skill or the rally skill also work in PvP. This would make the heroes very interesting. Even something as little as maybe 5% additional attack in open field PvP would be nice. For example, if we go, let's see, Sibyl. So Sibyl's second skill is just for rallying cities, right? They could put maybe another 5% attack here. That should work in open field PvP. That way, when people invest in the hero, it can also work in PvP. Just a small buff on every rally or garrison skill. I think that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, they keep it that way. But for Tohar, this guy is gonna be nuts. This second skill should be doing some crazy stuff in open field PvP, and I cannot wait to see. Hopefully my interpretation of the skill is not incorrect. Let's move on to the next one. Buff number 5 is going to be Thundelyn. Thundelyn's skill Sky Fury. If the primary target is defeated, summoned lightning will no longer immediately disappear. They have highlighted it here in yellow. This is going to be a game changer. We're going to get back to it. Instead, it remains in place and continues to deal damage to random enemy legion until its duration ends. This is the coolest thing ever. Let's go back to the game and find Thundelyn and see what is going on. So this is Thundelyn. The rage skill, which is Sky Fury, is very annoying. It takes up to 6 seconds to complete its damage. Most of the time, the enemy is dead, or some enemies just run away from the AoE. And I think you don't get a lot of damage. So right now, when the enemy dies, these balls are going to remain on the field. Anyone who comes near it is gonna get blasted. So if you're fighting in those large murder balls where players are on top of each other, every time Thundelyn casts her skill, she is going to get all the damage, no matter what. This is going to happen in large scale fighting. So I'm so excited for this skill. It's going to be amazing. This is going to open the door for many opportunities in the game. One of them that I see could be the Ice Lizard. I have a high Ice Lizard here that is Level 3 right here. So I have this ice lizard and I'm going to be testing it. Now that Thunderlyn balls can stay on the field for the maximum 6 seconds, maybe the ice lizard is going to be a fantastic candidate to use on this hero. So this is one of the buffs for Thunderlyn. Let's keep this pushing. She also has a second buff. So the first one here is number 5, which is Sky Fury. The balls will not disappear when the enemy dies. It's gonna continue hitting anyone who comes near that ball, which is great. And then Thunderlyn skill, Thunderclap. Previously, each time someone lightning deals damage to a target while in the field, it has a 30% chance to deal additional magic damage to the target or a random enemy legion near the target. Damage factor 450. Now, each time summoned lightning deals damage while in the field, it has a 30% chance to deal extra diffused magic damage to the target and enemy legions near the target. Damage factor 450, 3 targets in total. So this is going to be a game changer. Now every time Thunderlyn casts this skill, it's gonna hit 3 targets and you get a lot of damage in the process. Now you have a lightning ball that doesn't disappear, a lightning ball that gets all of its damage, plus this AoE that hits 3 targets with a 30% chance to get triggered. This is going to be super fantastic for PvP. Thunderlyn Thalea is gonna be doing some crazy stuff. I wanna see how these two pairing, I wanna see how this pair is going to work with Lilia. Things are going to be so interesting in PvP. So this is it, guys. These are some of the buffs that are gonna be coming in the next update. You're gonna notice that the devs did not put the buffs for Mogro and Danfell. In the previous patch notes, I think they said they were gonna do something to Mogro and Danfell. They are gonna be able to work with Elk Riders. So I hope that is the case. I hope that happens. Things are gonna be so exciting, guys. I cannot wait to see what is gonna happen. We're gonna have so many new meta in Call of Dragons. Things are going to be fantastic for PvP. It's gonna be amazing. The Forondil buff is gonna be nuts. The Theodore buff doesn't look great, but it's going to be game changing. Forondil Theodore is gonna be getting a lot of merits in open field PvP. Thunderlyn and Tohar are gonna get some crazy buffs as well. Things are going to be interesting. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.